Okay, so today we're talking about the progressive tense. This is something that a lot of you have been attempting to use incorrectly, so now we're going to learn it so that that doesn't happen anymore. And really, this is just a fancy word for ing words, basically things that you're doing. So I am talking, you are walking, he is eating, things such as that. So first, as always, we're going to talk about what it is in English, and then I'll show you the Spanish examples. So, just like in English, we'd conjugate the verb to be, and we'd say, I am, what am I doing? Talking. You are talking. He, she, or it is talking. Now, the important thing to remember is that only this part in the white here is conjugated. The only thing I conjugated is this part to be. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, I thought there weren't supposed to be any two conjugated verbs next to each other. Well, this right here is not conjugated. This is an ing word and is not conjugated. This is known as the present participle in both English and Spanish, and it's also known as a big G word. Does anybody know what that is? It's also called a gerund, okay, or a present participle, and that is not conjugated. So what you see right here, notice how this changes but this doesn't. So it says I am talking, you are talking, he or she or it is talking. Only this gets conjugated. Only the verb to be gets conjugated. The verb talk does not get conjugated. That's because that's not really a verb. It's called a present participle. It's a gerund. So that stays unconjugated, and this stays exactly the same, and we keep going. So we would say, if we wanted to say, let's just move that out of the way there. If we wanted to say, we are talking, and it keeps going like this. Okay? The important thing to remember is that the talking, the ing, doesn't change. It stays the same all the way down. It's not conjugated. Okay, so now when we do this in Spanish, very, very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to conjugate the verb to be. In this case, we're going to use estar instead of ser. We're going to use estar. And that's because it's a temporary state. It's a temporary ongoing action, and for those we use estar. So we're going to conjugate estar. So estoy, estás, está, I am, you are, he, she, it is, estamos, estáis, están. You know this. And then we're going to add the participle. We're going to add the gerund. So let me show you how we form that. If it's an AR verb, all we add is ando. So I would take a verb like hablar, drop the AR as always, and I make it hablando. And then I take my hablando. It's not going to cooperate with me. And I just add it here. So I would say, estoy hablando. I am talking. Estás hablando. You are talking. Está hablando. He, she, or it is talking. Estamos hablando, etc. We are talking. You get the idea. Very, very simple. The important thing to note is that just like the talking, when I said I am talking or you are talking in English, this never changed. This right here, the hablando, the talking, it never changed. It stays the same all the way down because that is the gerund, that is the present participle, and it is unconjugated. The only thing we conjugate is estar, this right here. So we say estoy hablando, I am talking, you are talking. This doesn't change. It stays the same no matter what. Now, how do we do this for an ER or IR? Very simple. Say we had a verb, we just add yendo. So if we had comer, drop the ER and make it comiendo. So estoy comiendo, I am eating. Estás comiendo, you are eating. If we had vivir, okay, drop the IR, viviendo. Yo estoy viviendo en Rhode Island. Okay, I am living in Rhode Island. That's it. It's very, very simple. Okay, now you might be asking yourself, well, that's great. Now I know how to say I am talking or, he is eating, but how would I say I was eating or I was talking? Okay, very simple. We're going to stick with estar. Okay, same verb, same conjugation. We're just going to conjugate it in the past. And because this is a progressive, ongoing past action, you can take a guess as to what tense we're going to use, preterite or imperfect. We're going to use imperfect. So instead of saying estoy hablando, estás hablando, we're going to say yo estaba hablando. I was talking. Estabas hablando, etc. All the way down to the full conjugation. Okay? Very simple. And again, this doesn't change. It's still hablando, it's still comiendo, it's still viviendo all the way down. Just changing estar to estoy, to estaba, estás to estabas. So we're saying estaba hablando, I was talking, estabas hablando, you were talking. Very simple. And the last thing I just want to show you guys is a few minor irregularities. So when we're forming the present participle, when we're forming the hablando or comiendo, there are a few words that you should just look out for. For example, when we do double vowel words like leer or creer or oír. Okay? As you know, these end in ER or IR. So we're going to follow the yendo rule, but you already know the rules on these. So what happens if I do this? Uh-oh. I have, you know the rule, you can't have 3 vowels in a row unless there's an accent mark. So what do? I change the I to a Y. So I say leyendo. Okay, same thing. Too many vowels in a row when I go to do the yendo, so I change the I to a Y. Okay, same thing with oír. Oír looks a little strange, so that's why I always choose to do that one. Oyendo, change the I to a Y, oyendo. Okay, simple enough. And the other thing to remember too is, remember the basement boys. So I told you Spanish always comes back to bite you if you didn't learn it, something from the past. So remember the basement boys. So remember that dormir changed to durmió. It's got that same change. So it's not dormiendo, it's durmiendo. If you need to go review that list, I recommend going to see the preterite sheet that I gave you guys. I think that will help you out a lot. Remember morir. Hopefully you'll never have to say I am dying. But muriendo. Okay. Servir. Change that to sirviendo. Pedir. I call these the restaurant verbs. Because, to ask, to serve, to ask for, to order. Pedir changes to pidiendo. So whatever that basement change was, whatever it changed, whether that was from an O to a U or an E to an I, okay, you need to go back and review that list, but those will have that change in the progressive. And that's it. See you in class.